if she is wrong, then she must face, because like I say, the problem is when it ripples back into this whole Me Too and she's been lying, then it's going to make other people think,
Yeah.
well,
And I think also now maybe the hashtag Me Too these days is maybe thrown around a little bit too lightly.
yes. Hey, welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth.
My name is Bruce.
We talk about things. We
Just don't know where they're going to go.
But I have a problem. I always have problems on this podcast. I mean, in fact, I have problems, but when it's by myself, I can't get angry at anybody.
Yeah, that's also true.
Although, I mean, I think I told you, yeah, I did. This morning, actually, I'm on my Xbox. I'm just playing this. It's a game. It's not even like an online game, where I can chat with somebody.
Yeah.
This is
you on your lonesome.
This is just me with my controller driving a car.
Yeah.
And I'm like almost winning. And then this car in the game, but I took it personally, hits my back of the car, spins me. The other person comes and T-bones me. It's a game.
How dare they?
That was close. We would definitely be losing on monetization because it's not 30 seconds still. I have to wait to swear after the guys. So, anyways, let me get to the point later. I think for about 30 minutes, I was just flicking at the screen, at the cars next to me. I was angry at that car. Yeah, so I got angry at this person called what was he? Night Stalker was his name. Now, it wasn't real, but to me, if a car has a name of the driver, if there's a driver there, and they've named the driver, well, freaking stuff you, Night Stalker, you son of a bitch.
Well, then you see, you can really personalize your overreaction.
Exactly. It's not just swearing for the sake of swearing.
It's not just an overreaction. It's not personalized.
It's directed at Night Stalker
because it's targeted.
Yes.
So that's maybe a good thing.
Stupid Night Stalker.
You can aim it. You might not be able to control it, but you can
control is not part of
like Bruce Banner said. He's the Hulk. He can't control it, but maybe he can aim it. That's what he says.
That's actually very valid.
Yeah, and it's true because that's what he does.
I should probably keep that on mind. Yeah, because it's just a game. But Night Stalker, I'm coming for you. If you listen to this podcast,
and then I'm
coming for you.
And then you let your overreaction last for half an hour. That's the other
epic,
part.
Eh?
That's like, wow, okay, dude.
No. I take complete pride
and ownership
of my rants, of my anger. Absolutely.
Jeez. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but I don't know if it's good to see this or bad to see that you're that in touch with your emotions. Because I'm probably the most emotionally unavailable person that I know.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people who will agree with that, probably including you. where I get angry for like 5 seconds and then I'm done, kind of thing.
No, I'm a little I'm different. I just get agitated easily for some reason.
I think you should,
especially lately. I'm just like wired. I don't know why.
I think you should.
Doesn't even matter how hard I try.
Okay.
Sorry. Guess that song and you win 400 rand.
I'm not gonna guess it because I know the lyrics.
Exactly.
But no, I'm not. It's too much effort for a Sunday.
Okay, it's from Linkin Park.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Maybe you should. Here's an idea.
Yes, that took a while to get an idea.
When you're feeling wired like that again, you're gonna play a video game. Set your phone up and film yourself.
It could be an interesting channel.
And then put it on the Spaghetti Junction podcast, or put it out online, or put it on Instagram, or whatever, and so that other people can enjoy.
That's actually an interesting idea.
You taking your ownership of your emotional overreactions.
That's actually a pretty clever idea. Yeah, and then on the way here, stupid ass taxi. And sorry, I was actually going to mention. I realized after I had posted our last kind of ties in, doesn't it? Our last episode, which I actually I forgot I was going to bring that up, but I will. But I'll bring up the reason why this last episode probably ties in a bit with my emotional state right now.
Yeah.
But I posted it. That was the one about about this episode, about a podcast possibly ending.
Yes.
And I would imagine that people who are listening now will have listened to the last one. Anyways, and I realized that I had said one or two swear words, which I'm kind of getting used to, which is bad. But I'm sorry. And I didn't beep them out because I was going to do it and then I forgot. So I'm just thinking if it happens again, I'm pre-warning everybody now. Bruce knows that I try and not, but I sometimes do. Out of the two of us, I have a potty mouth sometimes.
Gareth is very much more comfortable swearing on this podcast than what I am. Considering how badly I swear in real life.
I do.
Yeah,
I don't normally.
Geez.
I don't normally.
No, I do.
Unless it's a freaking taxi driver, then that's a whole other story.
Maybe I think it's because I know my mom's going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, so you're nice and polite.
Yeah.
No. So anyways, we need to get going into a topic, but I wanted just to wrap it up. Also adding to my emotional angst is
wow.
Last episode was supposedly me leaving.
Yes.
How many people cared? Like, for example, we have on average per episode probably about 25, 28 per episode right now, which is fine. So how many would you think Gareth's leaving?
Sure, that would you think it?
We both know what it was. Let's stop trying to be clever.
Yeah, no, we had a grand total of what?
6.
6.
And I can guarantee you not all. One of them would probably be me just listening to it for the first time.
That's also true.
So possibly 5 people. Did you listen to it?
Not the whole thing, but I did.
Okay, but you were on there. Some of it, okay, so basically 4 people give a shit who I am.
It's going to do wonders for your self-esteem. It's already building you up.
I know.
Make you feel that
and people
10 feet tall.
No, we'd rather you not swear or be angry. Well, thank you for loving me, 4 people. 2 were Ron and Mary, and which they have to do. No, actually probably 1. Because they both live with each other. There's some rumor that they're married. So that's probably 1. So there's 3 others.
You know what? You're just making it sound worse.
I know. I actually must stop it.
Like
I'm causing me more shit than I deserve. You're right. Sorry. I apologize. So I'm not going anywhere. Sucks to be anybody else who cares the other way. And we're keeping on this beautiful road called a podcast.
Awesome.
All right. I'll have my supposedly sugar-free drink that you think has got more poison in it than it should have.
Well, it didn't say so on the label, so
no, you're right.
I'm inclined not to.
That's because it's not on there. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, well, mine's down on the floor, so I'm gonna have to depart from my microphone.
Depart. Oh, I watched The Departed last night again.
No, you can't. You can't say departed. Hey, you got to say the departed because it's in Boston.
Very good.
And that Dropkick Murphy song at the beginning is
it's good,
awesome.
So I watched it again for the first time for years. That came out in like 1998. I think it was 98. Anyways, it was a long time ago.
One of the best crime dramas.
I'm thinking
hands down.
It's one of the best movies in general. I would say top 10 for sure.
It was fantastic.
Incredible. Incredible crew. Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. But then, have you seen The Irishman yet? No, I need to actually sit down and watch it because it's long. Dude, it's 3 hours. I couldn't get through it, and I'm not going to bother.
It's long and talking.
I was disappointed. It was like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Okay, yeah. Which I normally like his stuff, but then he does this stuff where they just talk.
Like, what was it, the Crazy 8 or something? That cowboy movie that Tarantino did? Was it called The Crazy 8?
The something 7, the Magnificent...
No, it wasn't Magnificent 7.
Oh, no, that's another one.
Anyway, 3 hours. I gave it an hour and a half, and I'll never get that hour and a half back. I'm like, no, I'm done. I can't. So, Tarantino, don't write such a long script, bro.
No, but that's what he likes doing. It's one of his things. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just realizing with the airplane mode on, I can't search for anything, so sorry about that. So the movie that we were talking about, thank you very much, It is called the Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight. There we go.
And I hated it. I lasted probably 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. And I like his stuff, but there was like way too much talking and yattering and nattering and talking, blah, blah, blah.
Kind of sounds like some of the intros to our podcast.
Like this one going like 10 minutes. And we say we're not going to do long intros.
I know.
Well, sometimes they happen, people.
Yes. And this one's going to make, this intro is going to make this podcast even longer than we think it's going to be, because this one's a bit of a deep dive.
We were saying that this actually might turn into 2 episodes, eh?
It might do, yes.
Which will mean that on the admin side, it'll come out on like a Monday and a Thursday or something along those lines.
Yep.
So let's see what happens.
Cool. I need to get my drink.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to myself. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing pretty well, man. How's the show going? Yeah, I think it can be better, but, we're getting there.
Oh, it is better now because Bruce is back.
Thank you.
See what I did there?
So we're actually... I chose to ignore it. So, hearing this aside, the topic that we're heading into is also topical, so chances are it's going to get way more views than the 4 other people who cared.
It's definitely a hot.
I'm just trying to bring a little bit of more humility.
Levity.
Oh, good song by Dua Lipa. You won't like it.
No, probably not, because I don't like Dua Lipa.
That's my happy song. And I'm sorry for the rock stars out there. I am rock, but Levitate is it's my go-to happy song.
I've got so many more happy songs than anything that Dua Lipa could bring out.
Levitate. Okay, we're done levitating. So yes, this topic we're trying to get into, but it is a little bit deep, hence we're making a few little jokes and feeling awkward. So stop feeling awkward.
Bad choice of words, bro. Bad choice of words.
Yeah, true. Right.
I think this one was your suggestion. Hey, I think we'd.
I think it was my suggestion, but something which you. No, yeah, I think it originated from me, but it was something which you were also thinking about for off and on for a long time.
Yeah, because it is a hot topic. And what is that topic, Gary?
I don't know if we have a set title to it, and hopefully it'll be on our title of this video when it goes up. But it's all about the Me Too movements and the positive parts of it, the negative parts of it, sexual assault cases which have been called out on people that are very true and some which are not, and how the ones that are not, how they are affecting the real cases and the real women who are actually having problems. I could carry on, but there's more.
I think what started us talking about this and thinking that, okay, we're going to do this as a podcast is because we've been following Jake Paul.
Oh, by the way, he won his fight, which you know.
Yes, he did. Well, I don't know. Fight. The word fight is it covers a multitude of sins.
All of about a minute and 15 seconds.
I'm busy opening my arms now, the widest they can go, because that's how broad the term fight is used in this particular context.
It's where you make the money, buddy. It's all about the money.
It's like
that's why he's so clever.
I know.
Look, I did have feelings that Ben Askren would last longer because he's big, he's bulky. You know, he's from the MMA.
He had been bulking. I promise. He'd been bulking on butter and ice cream and donuts.
Yeah. So his first move was the big hug, which I knew he was going to do. And then he tried a few times, and then it was the left shot to the head, to the front of the head, and a right hook, and he was down.
Oh man!
I must say,
I think you were so excited. Didn't you watch like the entire 3-hour coverage?
I tried to, but the one which I was watching was in a foreign language, so I gave up.
Yes. Okay.
Because that's what happens when you don't actually pay for the original content. You have to find it online. But I could, at least watch the clarity of that fight, and it lasted like a minute and 15 seconds, roughly.
Yeah, I think it was first round, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, first round.
Oh, yeah. And people were going...
It's like, oh, well, I guess we better go home now.
I know. I mean, and people paid $50. And I think I sent you the stats, but anyway...
Yes, which in our ridiculously worthless currency is 700 Rand.
Yeah, per one...
Per view, per person to... Because it was a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, yeah.
Right.
And the amount of people, I think... And look, I'm going to get it wrong probably, but it was about 1.2 million people who bought into that.
That's a
Times by $50.
That's a payday.
People are happy. Because one of the things that the fighters get is they can opt to get a percentage of the views.
Right.
So they might not get paid, they're like, no, I lie. So for example, Jake Paul got, I think it was 800K. Ben Askren got 500, however that works. And then they got a percentage of the views as well.
Right.
Which is clever, actually.
That's very clever, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's respect to them. They know what they're doing. But
that's
man,
exactly
I think
what
there's just a lot of people in the fighting world that are like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And Jake Paul, I don't know if he will ever go against a real boxer, but he doesn't have to.
No,
He's clever. He chooses his opponents very well.
Yeah.
And he hypes things up. People hate him.
Yeah.
But you got to hate him to like him, and he doesn't
give
a shit.
They love to hate him, and he doesn't care.
He's very clever.
And this is how it works now.
It's business.
It's marketing. It's all business. He's a clever oak.
Yeah. And it's the highest. For example, Ben Askren made almost the full amount of his purse, which he won.
Yes.
When he was fighting UFC.
Wow.
The amount he made, because it was 500K plus sponsorships plus percentage of the views, and he made almost the same amount of all of his UFC fights in one fight.
Damn.
Which is why a lot of UFC fighters don't like this, because people who are YouTubers making a shitload of money from not really fighting.
It's not bad for a minute and 15's worth of work.
Exactly. It's damn clever, dude.
So basically some let's keep it YouTube friendly. Sexual assault charges.
Sexual assault, that's fine. You can say it.
Okay, cool.
It's okay.
Sexual assault.
You're allowed to say sexual assault because it's way past 5 minutes.
Yes. Were brought against Jake Paul.
Yep.
Very conveniently in the same week as he was about to do this massive fight.
Correct.
By a girl who claimed something had happened 2 years ago.
Yep.
And instead of going to the police, she decided to do a YouTube video about it.
Exactly.
And we need to mention that she also she markets herself and her sexuality on her Instagram, on her TikTok, and on YouTube, all to funnel fans towards, all to funnel customers through to her OnlyFans.
Which we spoke about in one of our podcasts. Yeah, it's fascinating.
So we we watched her video, 20 minutes of it.
Her name is Justine Paradise.
Justine Paradise.
Good work. Justine Paradise, and she's 24. And she basically alleged that he forced her to perform non-consensual oral sex on him.
I thought she was younger. She comes across as younger.
Yeah, she's a brat. Although, sorry, this is allegedly.
What, she's allegedly a brat?
Yeah.
Yeah, with blue hair.
Yeah, she reminded me slightly of Belle Delphine.
Belle Delphine, yeah.
Belle Delphine, in the sense of, it's her look and her way of doing things. It just felt very not contrived, not Belle Delphine.
Yeah.
This
I think Belle Delphine's got way more brains than this chick.
And she's damn hot, but that's just me.
Yeah, this girl, I mean, if you look at her Instagram, she's not, for 24, I've seen way better.
We don't want to sound judgmental here on a serious topic, but we're not defending.
Oh, but I did judgmental so well.
I know, but we're supposed to be coming in on like a...
objective.
Objective, here's what we found out, you make the choice. We're already figured on the other side, and we probably don't deny it, but let's carry on why we think, if you can say the word we, why she was probably not telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, first thing we like what you and I chatted about was the whole very convenient timing.
Yeah.
Of this. I mean, there was so much hype around the fight and everything like that, and then she comes out and suddenly does it. But it's very interesting because she, at the time, the time that this allegedly happened, was not the first time she had been hanging out there. That's the thing. She had been in contact with Jake for about 2 months.
Okay.
And it seems like she had actually been to Jake's house a couple of times.
Okay.
And so,
Yes, that's right. She went with friends several times after being invited there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you watch the video, the first thing that struck me...
Which I will put a link at the on our little information bio.
Yeah, and you guys can go.
And you can make your own choice.
Yeah. Firstly, it's very, very heavily edited and cut. You can see a lot.
That's right.
Yes, there was work put into that.
Yeah.
And what got me without the very first impression was it's absolutely devoid of emotion, which is very interesting because women by nature are emotional creatures. And if you're talking about something as traumatic as what she alleges,
a sexual assault,
I mean,
because it's real, it's exactly.
Yeah, and it's just there's no emotion there. It's very mechanical the way she's done it.
Yeah.
It's very thought out, all of that kind of, but not too much, not too thought out because of all the editing. But
yeah, exactly. And why 20 minutes?
And then she goes off and rambles about how she was feeling insecure about the size of her phone, and it's just there's just
and how she wanted. I think, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I think she was also speaking about how she just wants to go back there and meet him to hear him say sorry. If you've been sexually assaulted, you don't want to go anywhere near that person.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. I have some thoughts because I also had I watched some breakdowns of some guys, they broke down the video.
Yeah.
And these panels of guys would look at it and go, okay, cool, this is wrong, this is right, or whatever. And I get the sense that stuff might have happened, but then because I think she claims like, okay, cool, there was oral fun involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun.
And then basically what she says was, they were fooling around and stuff like that. And then Jake said to her, and then she was kind of being all coy and whatever. And then Jake said to her at one stage, well, if nothing's going to happen, what's the point?
Exactly. Which is very male, obviously, but it's also pretty clear though.
Yes. And it's like, I've got a feeling that, it was almost like Jake was like, oh, well, see you then.
Yeah.
And she's like, but what? She's like, she's not used to that rejection by guys, because I think if she didn't have blue hair, she'd probably be quite attractive. But and she's not, a lot of girls aren't used to guys just saying no.
Yeah.
Or maybe something did happen, maybe she wanted more, and Jake was like, no, sorry, and now she's like, no, she wanted more.
Okay.
And now she's been rejected, and now she's
I'm actually wondering
upset.
Even if that didn't even happen, because there's no proof that there was oral sex involved.
Do you know, I had to laugh. So one of the podcasts I looked at where these guys discussed this.
Yeah.
They went into the physics of how said oral fun could have happened based on the description of how things physically happened.
No.
They went into the whole physics of how, and they were like, no. There's
how much time is there in the day?
That was one of those 2-hour podcasts that you wouldn't have watched.
That I wouldn't have gone through. So they broke it down as well.
They did, and they went, and yeah.
Okay. So then, in light of this whole Me Too, in fact, well, I would imagine that most people, know about this whole Me Too movement and all that kind of stuff.
We started.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I clicked on the link, to what I thought was the link for the Me Too movement, and the whole background.
Yes.
Up comes up on Takealot, 3D LED DC Batman optical illusional lamp. It's quite funky.
After you doing a search of Me Too.
No, I saved the link that would get me into, but I somehow saved a 3D LED DC Batman optical illusion lamp. So it makes sense with that one.
Even on the serious topipics, we like to keep it light.
Well, I don't want to, but
the Spaghetti Junction podcast.
Cheers. Okay, here we go. So I wanted just to bring up. So where do you want to move from? So now, why are we bringing this up? Yes, Jake Paul.
Yes.
Cool. Thumbs up, or if you don't like him, thumbs down. I don't give a shit. But the point being, what sounds that it was an allegation made against him that is probably false.
False allegation. Yeah.
Why are we bringing this up?
I think because this firstly this Me Too movement, and also I think it really started up with going back to like the Harvey Weinstein stories and all of that. And then I think the Me Too movement was started by Alyssa Milano, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's the one who.
No, Ashley Judd, actually.
Oh, okay.
But if I can jump in quickly, look, I would imagine that most are aware what the Me Too movement is. If not, let me just give like a little basic history, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So the original Me Too movement was founded in 2006, and a lady called Tarana Burke, who was a social activist. She basically made a Me Too on MySpace page. That sounds so old.
Damn.
MySpace. Remember that?
Yeah,
I remember it vaguely. So MySpace in 2006 was probably like a...
MySpace was a precursor to Facebook.
Facebook, there we go. Okay, cool. To encourage and to support black females and girls of color in poor communities who had survived sexual violence. And then 10 years later, in 2017... the word Me Too became the slogan against sexual harassment in Hollywood, and it swept over the States, obviously, and around the world. And then developments within it, and then expanded to much broader groups, including individuals from the LGBTQ community, the disabled, and beyond that as well. And it basically can be defined as a social movement against sexual violence and sexual assault that advocates for females who survive sexual violence to speak about their experience.
Right.
And in October 5th, it says, 2017, Ashley Judd, who used to be a reasonably well-known actress, not doing much lately, I think for a long time. Anyways, used the hashtag MeToo to reveal the sexual harassment, and you're correct, of the producer Harvey Weinstein. So the first actress, or the first person who sounds like that came out against Weinstein was Ashley Judd.
Okay.
And then Alyssa Milano, 10 days later, tweeted, "If you've been sexually harassed or assaulted, write to me," as a reply to this tweet on Twitter, and more than 500,000 people replied to that tweet within 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, and then it really blew up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It went mayhem from there, yeah.
Okay.
So because of what we're saying, this accuser of Jake Paul, if it does turn out to be a lie, what are the ramifications from that? And why is this a reasonable big thing? Because in general, no, I won't go there yet. What do you think is the ramifications and so forth of that one person?
The problem I have with this girl's allegations, and also a lot of allegations that are false.
Yes.
Even if you as the guy are innocent, but you are accused of something like that can have far-reaching repercussions into your career, especially if you're someone who is well-known, clout, famous, famous just on YouTube or whatever, especially, and or even if you are the average guy on the street, and that comes up, it ends up being a red flag if anyone does a background check.
Yeah.
they can find out, okay, fine, you've been accused of this. That might stop you from landing a job. Possibly if you get married and you and your wife decide you want to adopt a child, and they do a background check and find that you've been accused of something like that, it might prevent you from being an adoptive parent.
Yeah.
So that's the scary thing, because that just the stigma around being accused of something like that as a guy can have just far-reaching consequences, even though you're innocent.
Yeah.
So that's the problem I've got with the false allegations.
Yes, and the problem, I agree. The ones which are also false, not only does it affect the guys, on the other side of things, it also affects the real victims. So because as in, like,
it sort of negates the seriousness.
It negates Me Too.
Yes.
So
it does.
there are, for example, this girl who we believe is lying. She basically, is unfortunately tied in with other women who will have accusations that are true, and it plays with the whole validity and the understanding of what Me Too actually is.
Yes, because there are a lot. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of very, very, very truthful, allegations and accusations and stuff of from women who have, beyond the shadow of a doubt, have had this happen to them.
Exactly.
And then maybe sometimes they're not taken seriously because of other
persons.
Yeah, because of someone who just wants attention and a clout and maybe a payday because she thinks she can get away with it.
Exactly. It just makes me wonder if there are laws, in fact, laws that can actually, I wouldn't say arrest this girl, but to bring some form of justice. Like, if she is lying, then you can't just walk away as if nothing happened. Yeah,
it's basically Jake's gonna sue her for defamation of character.
Exactly.
And I mean, there's even supposedly proof, like paparazzi photos of him out with his girlfriend.
That's correct.
On exactly the same date.
A date as in the day, yes, not as in dates, as in they went out on a date. But no, sorry, yes. Sorry,
the same calendar date.
Calendar date, thank you. Yes.
As this allegedly took place. He doesn't even know who this girl is. He does know who she is.
I'm sure he knows because she's been there more
She
than
has
once.
been, sorry.
So he might, so he's aware who she is, but to the extent of that happening.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was referencing back his brother.
Logan.
His brother Logan had something happen to him as well, but he had never he didn't even know who this girl was.
Oh, the one with yes,
her.
that's
he talks
right.
about it in the same podcast.
And she was full of shit, and obviously there was nothing real about it. Yeah,
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
my question is: are there some? Can this woman have charges laid against her? Because from what I understand, exactly what you're saying, Jake Paul is going to lay charges. Maybe what's it called? The defamation of character.
Basically, sue her for defamation of character.
Like that,
so basically, he's going to look for a payout from her.
I don't even know if it's all about the money with him, because
maybe not. It's just
he splashed out a few million on a bet and stuff. I mean, as in, like, sorry, that was Daniel White. He's full of crap. Anyways, that's got nothing to do with this topic. It's to do with the boxing. I'm sorry, I'm back there. Anyways, the fighting, yeah. So for me, I don't think it's about the money, because he has a good amount of it. It's probably, I think it's more than that, because to pull someone's name out and it's not true, but it's all over social media, which then, adds flame to the fire.
Yes.
About Jake Paul, if you like him or not.
Yeah. Well, then it's like, if you don't stand up and fight it, then people are going to question. So if you do fight, then there's more. Then it's like innocent people won't. After accusations like that, they won't go quietly into the night. No. Like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not.
If it's not true, yeah, for sure.
This is not true. I'm going to fight this.
Yeah.
And he's got enough money for lawyers that will just destroy her.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's so famous, and she's nothing. She really is. She's got what, 15,000 followers on.
I think she has a lot, but I have no idea.
She's up to 16,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel.
Okay.
And she got, I think, this video got like 1 million views in one day. I mean, she got clout. If it's clout she wanted, she's clout.
And that's on her YouTube channel. And bear in mind, the amount of time watched with the amount of time, of people watching. So that's where you make your money. So she already made a decent amount of cash just off that video.
And then she's, that obviously pushed traffic towards her other platforms.
That's right.
Yeah, I think she knew what she was doing. I just don't think she.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Or she maybe knew what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's prepared for the fight that's going to come.
No, she's not as clever as someone who's been in that medium for years upon years upon years, who's got millions of subscribers, so they know how everything works. She's in deep water right now.
Yeah, her YouTube, 15,000 subscribers on YouTube these days means nothing.
Oh, it's nothing. No. That's like
how many subscribers is Jake on? Like good couple of million, hey?
Maybe.
Even more.
Oh,
double digits?
More than double. Oh, yeah, it's double, but it's sorry, I would say it's about 40, 50 million easily. But let me just before I get it wrong, I'd rather get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, from the YouTube mouth. Here we go. On YouTube, he has got 20.4 million. Yep, I was right.
Okay.
That's 15,000.
That's a little bit more clout.
Exactly.
So.
Just a little bit, yeah. Exactly.
15,000, 20 million.
Yeah, so if she is wrong, then she must face, because like I say, the problem is when it ripples back into this whole Me Too and she's been lying, then it's going to make other people think.
Yeah.
Well.
And I think also now maybe the hashtag Me Too these days is maybe thrown around a little bit too lightly.
Yes.
And a little bit too glibly, like, and that also that ties into the other hashtag that's come out, the hashtag Believe All Women.
Okay.
Because that one came out where it's just like, okay, we're just gonna blindly just believe anything.
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, hang on a minute. Okay, we understand you're a woman. We understand you're making these allegations, but we need to look at the facts first, and we need to have this proof. Whereas also with this Believe All Women hashtag, it's also been thrown around very lightly. It's like just this blanket belief, like just because she's female, she's right, and that's a little bit.
It's dangerous, and it's
very dangerous,
and it gives someone depending how much you put your faith in something, but it'll give someone the allowance to say whatever she wants to say, even though nothing happened.
Exactly.
But I would imagine that the majority of people don't agree with that.
Don't subscribe to it. Yeah.
Well, it's dumb. You can't believe every woman as much as you can't believe every man.
But it's a seriously trending hashtag, so that
I didn't know that
they've tacked it onto a lot of things.
Oh, sounds so
which is
sorry.
which can be
absolutely stupid.
Yeah, which can be very damaging, because one person's it comes down to the whole thing of like this is this stupid little comic where you see like there's like I think what they call it, like the double standards of so-called sexual harassment.
Yeah. Where
there's a girl in the office, and she's like, and like this really good-looking guy comes up to her. We call him Kevin in sales. The hot guy in the office.
Oh,
he'll come up to her and he'll be like, "Hey, Janice, you're looking great today, hey." In the office, and she's like, "Oh, thanks. Hey. Oh, you're so sweet. That's so awesome." Blushing, blah blah.
Yeah.
And then Dave in accounting, who's like 40 pounds overweight and glasses and balding, comes up to her and says, "Hey, Janice, looking like good." Me. And she's like, then she's on the phone to HR going, "I've just been sexually harassed." That kind of thing. So
that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
I can't say
I know, but this is the thing where it's like it's only like it's only like it's only creepy if the guy isn't attractive, but if he's a hot guy,
that's someone's views.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So that's the kind of thing as well.
On this topic, and I can't say exactly where or what, but I go to a group or two in the week, for things for personal stuff. you know, and it's a bunch of guys, you know, and we hang out and we chat about things, you know, and stuff that we're going through. Yes, you know, we get emotional about our stuff. Anyways, and it is open to girls and guys, you know, it's not just guys. There are groups with like, no, only guys, but for ourselves, that there's about 9 or 10 of us.
I didn't realize, is your group, your group specifically, is it co-ed? Or is it just guys?
Co-ed.
Co-ed as in men and women?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I actually didn't...
Yes. I
don't think I'd actually have asked you.
Well, now you have, Chris.
No, I have.
Yes, it is.
And now I know.
Guys and girls. And I've been in that group for years now. It's a big part of my life, and it's good, healthy. Anyway, so then I got a call from a lady. This is a week ago. Okay, all of this that came up, it happened from the Monday when she called me, and it moved towards the next, you know, like a next step of things, which was laying charges. That took 3 days, 3.5 days.
Of her laying? No,
as in like me helping her out.
Oh, okay.
You know, me talking to her talking to me talking to psychologist, who also, helps with sexual assault cases. One of my pastors who I've known, you know, which we've known for like half our lives as well, yeah. Greg. I like to say his name. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Maybe I'll just bleep that out. I don't know if he wants to be mentioned in the group. Anyways,
we'll immortalize him in our
yeah,
podcast.
Exactly. So so she basically alleged that when she was now this is dating back to 2017. Okay, so it's like 3-4 years ago. 2017. Yeah, she would be in the group. And then there's this other person, this guy. Let's just call him Jeff. Jeff, I am Jeff. Sorry, why did I do that? It's supposed to be. I'm sorry, guys. I just when I get nervous, I make a joke. So apologize. So okay, so Jeff, he drove her home a few times until she left the group and left completely. And was like, well, where'd you go? She alleged that multiple times that he groped her, her breasts, and the reaction that came back was no, that he by mistake bumped into her, while he was driving. So there's bumping in. When I'll nudge your rib cage or might bump against your shoulders, but this is so let's just go on one pathway that it did happen. Mm-hmm. So bumping into is like shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand, leg to leg. I don't know how you bump someone and play with their breasts.
Yeah, like I said to you before we started the podcast, it was either one hell of a corner or one hell of a speed bump.
Exactly. So going from what she was saying to me, from an email which he sent, in 2017, from somebody else who collaborates her story, but unfortunately will not speak out, which is not very helpful, at least. There is more than a high percentage chance. There is very much, I will say that he definitely did a lot of what happened. Now I can't, give you like 100% proof, obviously, because I wasn't there. But from the proof that she brings across to me, and from spending time with her on the phone, and on WhatsApp calls, on WhatsApp voice notes and written stuff. Which, by the way, I saved everything for it.
Yeah.
Which you have to do.
Definitely.
It does sound very possible. Sorry, it sounds highly probable that this stuff happened. And the initial plan was to meet with the guy involved, sit down with him and say, hey, this is what happened. What is your side of it? And then making a plan with him to meet her as well with her, her family or friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then out of that arose a few things. The one was, because I wasn't around, in the sense where I wasn't actually in the car. You know, I didn't really know her that well. For me to then act as the middle person puts me into the, you know, whole mix where it's it's not extremely healthy for me to be involved because I wasn't part of it.
Yeah, probably not.
The plan from there was then for her to put forward an email, you know, her to send a message, you know, to this person, Jeff, and then, you know, and then to, you know, and then I'm sure could, you know, help and see what he says, what she says, and, you know, and then try and make a meeting. But it would have to be her involved first, not me. It makes sense to you?
Yeah. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that go-between.
No, because
like you said, you don't know her that well. It's just you've just been basically a guy on the phone.
Yeah.
Almost like a counselor kind of.
Pretty much, that's
position.
kind of how it worked out. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're in the middle of it, you can't be objective.
No, and then also it's exactly because I actually do know this Jeff guy as well.
Yeah. So
imagine being in the middle of that.
That's a conflict of.
It's a conflict of interest. Exactly, and then then if things did go to court, I'm now involved, and I've now got to speak about this.
Yeah.
But I said no. I really, that was really good advice from Greg. He drove it home very well. He says, Gareth, this is a sexual assault case. This is a felony. This is a crime.
Yeah.
And to, you know, it was a really good, I mean, yes, I knew it. Yes, she knew it. But I brought it back to her and said, you know what? This is for your choice, obviously. I just, said, but this is a crime.
As anticipated, this podcast episode is run into two parts.
It has.
This is the end of part 1.
Well,
and we'll be going into part 2. Stay tuned.